Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, let's talk about a hot rumor that's been swirling around the NFC East. It's about a potential blockbuster move that could shake up the division and give the Cowboys a serious boost in their quest for another Super Bowl appearance. Word on the street is that Dallas might be making a run at acquiring Jalen Carter from the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, you heard that right. The same Jalen Carter who just had an incredible college career and has been making waves in the NFL since his rookie season. Sources indicate that Dallas is eyeing a trade that could involve giving up a first-round pick in the 2026 draft and a second-round pick in 2027. Now, why would the Cowboys go all in on a move like this? Well, it's all about shoring up one of their most vulnerable spots, the interior defensive line. The Cowboys have been pretty solid overall, but their run defense has been a bit leaky, allowing an average of 4.3 yards per carry, which puts them around the 19th spot in the league. That's not good enough when you're competing at the highest level, especially when you're trying to contain the running game of teams like the 49ers and Eagles themselves. And here's where Carter's potential impact really comes into focus. The Cowboys are looking for a disruptive force inside, someone who can collapse pockets and wreak havoc on opposing quarterbacks. Carter, at just 22 years old, has shown he can do just that. In 2025, he played 17 games, racking up 68 tackles, 9 sacks, 42 pressures, and 16 tackles for loss. His PFF grade for the season was an impressive 92.1, and he had a win rate of 27%. His EPA per sack was 58, meaning he's effective at turning pressures into sacks and big plays. Carter's ability to double-team and collapse the pocket is exactly what the Cowboys need to boost their front seven. Now, just to give you a quick glimpse of his career stats, Carter has accumulated 152 tackles and 20 sacks over his college and NFL career so far. His best game? Week 2 against the Washington Commanders, where he notched 2 sacks and 4 tackles for loss. He's a disruptive interior presence, capable of changing the dynamics of any game. The Eagles, despite having an 11-6 record in 2025 and making it to the NFC Championship, lost a heartbreaker 34-31 to the Rams. Their cap situation isn't ideal either, with a negative $12 million in cap space for 2026 after losing key players like Fletcher Cox and the upcoming free agent Saquon Barkley. So why are the Eagles considering trading Carter? Well, it's partly about their cap situation and roster rebuild. They're trying to get younger and more flexible financially, especially after their playoff run. But make no mistake, losing Carter would be a significant blow to their interior defensive line, which is already a strength for them. For Dallas, acquiring Carter wouldn't just be about one player. It's about elevating the entire defensive front. Their run defense could see a dramatic improvement, allowing fewer rushing yards, possibly a 20% reduction, bringing it down from around 120 yards per game to closer to 96. Plus, adding Carter would give their pass rush a serious boost, increasing pocket pressure by roughly 28%. That's the kind of upgrade that could turn the Cowboys into an even more dominant force on defense, especially with the pair of Micah Parsons and Carter creating chaos from the inside. The synergy between those two could be deadly. In fact, looking at their stats side by side, Carter versus Osa Odighizuwa, the numbers tell a compelling story. Carter averages +1, 4 sacks per 100 snaps and a pressure rate that's +0.31 higher with 10 tackles for loss. That kind of production could be a game-changer for the Cowboys' front seven, making life miserable for opposing offenses. And if you think about the big picture, the potential impact on the Super Bowl odds is significant. Currently, Dallas's chances are around +8,000, but if they land Carter and bolster their defense, those odds could shrink to something like +2,800, reflecting a real shot at contending again. Now the NFL world is watching closely because this move, if it happens, could be a turning point not only for Dallas, but for the entire NFC landscape. The Cowboys have been steadily building their team, and with a few strategic acquisitions, they're positioning themselves as serious contenders. Their defense, especially against the run, has been a point of concern, but with someone like Carter inside, they could flip the script. Imagine Parsons and Carter working in tandem, disrupting plays and forcing turnovers. That's the kind of nightmare scenario for offenses. Of course, the Eagles are skeptical about losing Carter. He's a key piece of their puzzle, and trading him would weaken their interior defense just as they're trying to stay competitive. But for the Cowboys, this is about seizing an opportunity. They've got around $30 million in cap space, more than enough to make this move feasible, especially with Carter's rookie contract value of around $14 million per year. It's a no-brainer when you think about the potential upgrade to their defense and the impact it could have in the playoffs. Looking at the bigger picture, the Cowboys' defense has already shown signs of improvement this season, but they need that extra spark. Their run defense, allowing 120 yards per game, is middle of the pack at best. A player like Carter could cut that down significantly. Think about it. A 20% reduction in rushing yards allowed per game would be huge. Plus, his ability to generate pressure from the inside could help Micah Parsons get even more one-on-one opportunities on the edge, forcing QBs into uncomfortable throws or hurried decisions. The duo of Parsons and Carter could become a nightmare for offenses, especially in high-pressure playoff situations. And let's not forget about the psychological impact. Bringing in a young, highly disruptive player like Carter sends a message to the entire NFL that the Cowboys are serious about defending their home turf and making a deep playoff run. It's about establishing dominance at the line of scrimmage, which is the foundation of any championship team. The 1990s Cowboys, after all, were known for their relentless front seven and their ability to control the game at the line of scrimmage. The current roster, with Parsons leading the charge, has that potential again, and Carter could be the missing piece to turn that potential into reality. Now, let's delve deeper into the Dallas Cowboys' historical context, their franchise identity, and what this move means for their future. The Cowboys, established in 1960, have long been recognized as America's team, thanks to their widespread fan base, iconic branding, and history of success. They've won 5 Super Bowl titles, the most in the NFC, with their heyday in the 1990s under head coach Jimmy Johnson and legendary players like Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. The franchise's DNA is built on a combination of a potent offense and a formidable defense. Think of their doomsday defense of the 1970s and the championship teams of the 90s that dominated at the line of scrimmage. Fast forward to 2023, and the Cowboys have been rebuilding with an eye on returning to that elite status. Their roster is a blend of seasoned veterans and young stars, with Micah Parsons emerging as a generational talent on defense. Parsons, a linebacker drafted in 2021 from Penn State, has been a game wrecker, earning multiple All-Pro honors, Pro Bowl selections, and even Defensive Player of the Year honors. His explosiveness, combined with his versatility to rush the passer or drop into coverage, makes him one of the premier defenders in the league. Adding someone like Jalen Carter to that mix would be a strategic move that complements Parsons' skill set. Carter, coming out of Georgia, where he was a dominant force, won the Bednarik Award as the nation's top defensive player and was a consensus All-American. His collegiate performances included a staggering 18, 5 tackles for loss in his final season, and he was a key component of Georgia's national championship defense. His transition to the NFL has been promising, with early signs of dominance that suggest he could develop into one of the league's top interior linemen. In terms of stats, Carter's impact in college was profound. His ability to occupy multiple blockers and disrupt the backfield was unparalleled. His PFF grades in college hovered above 90, indicating elite performance in pass rushing, run defense, and overall consistency. Once in the NFL, he's shown flashes of that talent, with some analysts comparing his interior rush moves to those of Aaron Donald, albeit still in the early stages of his career. Looking ahead, the Cowboys' future hinges on both their offensive stability, built around quarterback Dak Prescott, who has been a solid leader and passer, and their ability to further bolster the defense. Prescott, in his 9th NFL season, has thrown for over 36, 0 yards and 220 touchdowns in his career, with a career passer rating of 96. 8. His leadership is unquestioned, but the team's success often depends on their ability to get stops defensively and sustain drives. The current offensive line has been effective, especially with the emergence of rookie tackle Broderick Martin and veteran Tyron Smith anchoring the line. The receiving corps, led by C.D. Lamb, who surpassed 300 yards in 2025 and was selected for the Pro Bowl, provides Prescott with a dynamic target. But it's the defense that needs the strategic infusion of talent to push them over the top. The addition of Carter would not only bolster their interior pass rush, but also improve their run defense significantly. The Cowboys have often been a team that relies on their front to generate pressure, enabling their secondary to excel. Their secondary, led by Trevon Diggs, who has 17 career interceptions and was a key player in their 2023 playoff run, is solid but benefits from interior pressure. Carter's presence would free up more opportunities for Parsons to rush from the outside, creating a relentless dual-threat pass rush that could terrorize quarterbacks like Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, or Kirk Cousins in the playoffs. From a strategic standpoint, Dallas's coaching staff emphasizes aggressive, disciplined defense. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn has been lauded for his innovative schemes, especially his ability to maximize talent at the line of scrimmage. Bringing in Carter would allow Quinn to deploy more exotic blitz packages and stunts, overwhelming offensive lines and creating turnovers. In the broader NFC context, the division is highly competitive. The Eagles, as mentioned, are a formidable opponent with a balanced team led by Jalen Hurts, who has evolved into one of the league's top dual-threat quarterbacks. The San Francisco 49ers, with their stellar defense and dynamic offense powered by Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, are perennial contenders. The Seahawks, with Geno Smith leading a young, talented offense, are also in the mix. The Cowboys, with this potential move, aim to position themselves as the division's dominant force. The NFC landscape is shifting, with teams investing heavily in defensive talent and strategic draft picks. The Cowboys, historically a franchise that values defense, highlighted by their doomsday defense in the 70s and the dominant defenses of the 90s, are looking to reclaim that identity. The move for Carter aligns perfectly with this vision, signaling to the league and their rivals that they intend to be bold and aggressive in pursuit of a Super Bowl. Expectations for the upcoming season are high. With a revamped defense, the Cowboys could see a significant leap from their 2025 performance, where they finished 10-7 but fell short in the playoffs due to defensive lapses and inconsistent offensive execution at times. The hope is that adding a disruptor like Carter would push them over the edge, making them a true contender. In terms of future projections, if the Cowboys succeed in acquiring Carter, they could be looking at a top-tier defense ranked within the top 5 in yards allowed, points allowed, and sacks. This would complement their offensive strengths, setting them up for a deep playoff run and potentially a Super Bowl appearance. The team's window for contention is open, especially with Prescott still in his prime and key players like Lamb, Parsons, and newly acquired talent like Carter. Now, let's analyze the players involved more deeply. Jalen Carter's style of play is characterized by explosive quickness, exceptional hand skills, and a high motor. His ability to shed blockers and make plays on the ball makes him a nightmare for interior offensive linemen. His pass rush moves include a powerful swim move, quick inside counters, and an effective bull rush. Defensively, he's also adept at diagnosing plays quickly, which helps him in run defense, often making plays behind the line of scrimmage. Micah Parsons, on the other hand, is a hybrid linebacker edge rusher who can line up anywhere along the front. His stats speak volumes. In 2025, he recorded 5 sacks, 75 tackles, and 23 tackles for loss. His speed measured at around 4 seconds in the 40-yard dash, and agility allow him to beat offensive tackles and guards with ease. His presence on the field commands attention from double teams, which can open up opportunities for others like Carter. The synergy between Parsons and Carter could create a relentless pass-rushing duo, reminiscent of the dominant front lines of the past. Think of the Cowboys' own doomsday defense with Randy White and Harvey Martin, or the Steelers' steel curtain with studs like Mean Joe Green. The difference today is the emphasis on versatility and speed, with players like Parsons and Carter leading the charge. In addition, the cultural impact of such a move cannot be understated. The Dallas Cowboys are a franchise that thrives on high-profile, big-name signings and bold moves. The fans' expectations are sky-high, and the media scrutiny intense. Acquiring Carter would not only elevate the roster, but also send a message that the Cowboys are serious about reclaiming their place at the top of the league. The financial implications are manageable as well. With approximately $30 million in cap space projected for 2026, the Cowboys can absorb Carter's rookie contract and still have room to maneuver for other needs. The key is structuring the deal to maximize cap efficiency, perhaps by including team options or signing bonuses that spread out the cap hit over multiple years. From a strategic perspective, Dallas's coaching staff would likely incorporate Carter into their defensive schemes as a three-down disruptor, someone who can rush the passer on passing downs, hold the point of attack on early downs, and help contain mobile quarterbacks. His versatility makes him a perfect fit for Quinn's innovative, aggressive schemes. Looking at the NFC playoff picture, the Cowboys would instantly elevate their standing. A top-tier defense often makes the difference in close games, especially in the playoffs where every possession counts. The addition of Carter could be the catalyst that turns a good team into a great one, capable of beating the likes of the 49ers or Eagles in high-stakes matchups. In conclusion, the potential acquisition of Jalen Carter by the Dallas Cowboys is not just a rumor but a strategic move that could define the franchise's future. It's a bold step rooted in their historical identity, current needs, and future aspirations. If executed, it would bolster their front seven, reduce their league ranks in rushing yards allowed, increase their sack totals, and most importantly, elevate their chances of hoisting the Lombardi Trophy once again. So, Cowboys fans, stay tuned. The coming weeks could be filled with exciting developments. Whether this trade happens or not, one thing is clear. Dallas is positioning itself for a serious run, and with the right moves, they could be back on top of the NFL mountain sooner than we think. The NFC East is about to get even more competitive, and the Cowboys are ready to lead the charge into a new era of dominance. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, all eyes are on Dallas and what they'll do in the coming weeks. Will they pull the trigger on this blockbuster deal? It would be a bold move, but one that could pay off in a big way. For fans like us, it's exciting to think about the possibilities, about the kind of team that could be assembled if they add a player like Jalen Carter. The potential is there, and the stakes are high. It's about chasing greatness, about cementing a legacy that could rival the legendary teams of the past. In the end, the Dallas Cowboys have always been about resilience, grit, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Adding Carter to their already talented roster could just be the spark that ignites this team into a new era of dominance. The NFC is tough, no doubt about it, but with the right moves, Dallas can rise above, take control, and make a serious statement in the postseason. The road to another Super Bowl is never easy, but with a defense that can impose its will, the Cowboys will be in the conversation all the way through. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news.